Does anyone have a question? The other night, or day, or anyway, a couple of days ago, I talked about this kind of little prayer, asking for help. I asked Rudy for help to, bathe in God's healing light. And, when I started doing that, maybe about 6 months ago, I discovered that God's healing light is unconditional love. Unconditional love loves us anyway, whether we spend our time being an erotic mess, beating ourselves up, being unhappy. I mean, the energy of the universe, God, higher energy, whatever you want to call it, it gives us time to find a pathway to enlightenment. We have lifetimes to do it. And, so there's kind of a strange covenant. Human beings have to do their part. We can't hang around thinking that it's all going to be done for us. We are not entitled, or as most people think they are entitled. We have to do what is essential to get our hearts open, to experience a strong chakra system, to fill ourselves with unconditional love, which comes from the cosmos, the universe. But it won't come into us if we don't do what is essential to open inside ourselves to receive it. I mean, if somebody gives you a gift, it's really not a gift unless you receive it. And this gift of God is being given to us all the time, 24 hours a day, every day of the week, every day, month of the year. We have to open and receive it unconditionally. And that is the work, to build a system inside that is strong enough to do what I'm talking about. And stop walking around believing that we're entitled. We're not entitled. I mean, I told you, it took me a long time to graduate from the University of Schmuckdom, It really did. I had to finally get over myself and understand that I have to do the work. The energy, the teachings, the wisdom, the knowledge, it's all there. And it's there waiting for us to open, to receive it. So if we don't do that work, if we walk around basking in the Shakti of our guru, I mean, I used to hear this all the time. I don't have to do any kind of work. I live in the aura of my guru, He will take care of everything. I mean, it's such a fallacy. And it's an insult to the teacher, because the teachings will really never enter a person's system unless they do the work to open inside. And the incredibly strange thing about all this is the universe loves this circus that goes on the earth unconditionally. Unconditionally. All right, let them be in the third ring, the second ring, the first ring, the sideshow, whatever they want to do. Ultimately, they're going to have to realize why they were born and what their purpose is for coming to the earth. That's unconditional love. Having the patience to wait for humanity to get its shit together, is unconditional love. Does anyone have a question? Anybody?
Stuart, I have a question.
Yes,
How can unconditional love enter me if I'm not in that state? I'm not in that, I'm not unconditional yet.
well, Bob, there's nobody living on this planet that is in that state. Totally. You understand? Why we are here is to learn how to get closer and closer to that state of unconditional love. Why we are here is to build a system in ourselves that enables us to allow that energy of God, that energy of spirit, to come into us and elevate our consciousness, and not having a moment's thought that, well, how can I do this? I'm not perfect. God is perfect. The rest of us are crawling up a tree, just trying to figure it all out, and we never figure it out. And we're angry and we're upset and we're this and why me and why am I suffering and why, oh my, me. And not understanding. You got to do the work. The work transforms the suffering into unconditional love. So you can't walk around believing, well, I can't get that because I'm not perfect. I can't get that because I don't do the work deep enough on myself to open to begin to receive it step by step by step by step. Not There's nobody on this planet that can absorb unconditional love in one shot. I mean, they don't blow up. It's too much. But incrementally, step by step by step, we build that pyramid in ourselves, which opens to this higher force of energy in the universe. So, of course, you can't get it completely, but you can get it incrementally by doing what you're born here to do, which is to build a system that connects you to God and nurtures the soul and brings the soul to a state of enlightenment. I hope it's clear, because one of the great sins, I think, eighth, ninth, 10th deadly sin, is this whole thing in people that believe they have to be perfect. It's really true. I mean, everybody, well, I'm, how can you gotta be perfect to do that. No, you don't. You gotta grow incrementally, build a system, get stronger. And that kind of makes life an adventure. It really does, because you never know what you're going to learn on the way. You never know what's going to happen to you on the way. You never know what kind of Mirkwood you're going to walk through on the way. What kind of lunatics you're going to meet, and circus clowns and crazy people, and then wonderful people and crazy people that are wonderful, and every kind of creature that can manifest. I mean, even Bosch, Hieronymus Bosch didn't capture it all. That painting, The Garden of Earthly Delight, 18 million people, it still fell short of the totality of existence. Remember when I first saw that painting in the flesh? Oh man, what an experience. And it was right next to another painting by Bruegel called The Triumph of Death, which is also a very famous painting. And it's like 500 skeletons in this painting consuming the world. I mean, really unbelievable painting. and one is next to the other in the Prado Museum. I'll never forget when I walked into that room, I said, oh my God,
Mm.
these guys understood something very profound. Does anyone else have a question? Like,
I have a question. Stuart, I have a question.
yes,
When you're in a state of delusion, which is probably most of the time, but I mean, sometimes Maya seems thicker than others. I don't seem receptive. Do you have any tools to work with
yeah,
besides?
yeah. Stefan, start laughing at yourself.
You're good. Thank you.
Yeah, start laughing at yourself. Don't take yourself so seriously. We're all children of Maya, but we're all children that are learning how to transform Maya into tongue in cheek.
Thank you.
It's not so heavy unless we make it heavy, you know? I mean, look at all this crap going on in Washington and these crazy people. I mean, it's unbelievable. You talk about Maya. But what are you going to do? You can't, you gotta be able to see the humor and everything.
Mm.
I once wrote in one of my books, I don't know which one, life is a circus, but nobody goes to the circus to have a lousy time. We go to enjoy ourselves. We come here to enjoy ourselves,
Mm.
not to walk around depressed and unhappy and miserable. We have to learn how to laugh at ourselves. Big step in the process of becoming spiritually enlightened, learning how to laugh at oneself. Does anyone else have a question they would like to?
I have a question.
Yes.
I understand that in this practice, the growth process takes patience, takes a long, long, long time, a lifetime to grow. And there's also times where it feels like exponential growth is necessary.
Yeah, look, Rachel, or it'll take you just as long as you want it to take you. They're given a period of a lifetime. I mean, some people's lifetime is 10 years, some 80 years, 90 years, 100 years. You will grow and connect with the wisdom of God in the amount of time you understand that you really want to, that you're really willing to surrender in enough depth to do it. That'll make it possible. It could be, like in Zen, bird shits on some monk's head and he becomes enlightened. You know, it's there's no there are no diplomas in this. There are no degrees in this. There's just the desire, the need to be with God, and what you do to implement that desire in your life. And that's how quickly the process will take. And I say have patience for only one reason. There's one person we are up against to attain enlightenment. That's ourselves. So as I just said before, learn to laugh a little bit at yourself and find some joy and love, and you'll see how quickly this thing takes. I mean, it doesn't take forever. It takes as long as you want it to take. I mean it. That's how long it takes. And then you do grow exponentially. In my own life, I've grown exponentially. You know, or how I was living when I was a young man, it was really a path directly to the grave. How I was living, my early 20s, teens. And even there, the universe has patience. They take you, they go to the bardo and they fix you up a little bit and put a little makeup on you and send you back as an infant, you know, full of joy and love and sweetness. You know? And you keep coming back. In the bardo, finally they get tired of you in the bardo. And so, you know, they probably say, look, you got to do something to elevate the consciousness of his soul. And send them back there to finally get it, why he's being born or she's being born. Does anyone else have a question? Love the questions, you know. I never know what's going to come out of me. It's really incredible. Okay, if there are no more questions, again, God bless you all. Thank you. And there'll be meditation on Wednesday, and I look forward to seeing everybody. You know, there's a retreat in about 3 weeks, a little over 3 weeks. And as I tell you all, those of you not coming, I don't have classes online that weekend. You know, and then I got people coming and there's healings I have to do. I might take 2 or 3 days off after the retreat just to get myself, refresh myself. It's going to be a very intense week. So God bless you all. Thank you for being in my life. And thank you for everything that takes place here. Without you, it wouldn't take place here. So God bless you.
Thank you, Stuart.
Thank you, Stuart.
Thank you, Stuart. Good night.
Good night.